What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's been a minute, but today we are talking about how to answer the interview question, why do you want to work in asset management? Now, if you're going for an internship, a grad scheme, or even an experienced professional role, and it's your first role into the world of asset management, investment management, fund management, all interchangeable, then you're likely going to get asked this question, why do you want to work in this industry? So today we're going to break down how to answer it using the 3-point structure. Pretty straightforward. So with that, let's get straight into it. All right, so why do you want to use a 3-point structure? Basically, it's easy to remember and it shows a well thought through approach to answering the question. A lot of candidates aren't going to use this type of approach or structure their answer in this way, and so it gives you the advantage when it comes to your interview. You might have 3 points that are different to me, for example, but we'll talk about the 3 points in a second. But what you want to do is state each one first and then go into explaining each of them with an example. When you are explaining them, you want to actively listen. So if the person who's interviewing you seems bored, then you might want to speed up your answers. If they seem engaged and they're nodding and interested in your answer, then you can always say, feel free to interrupt me with any questions. The reason why that's good to do is because it shows them that you are confident, and it shows them that if they wanted to be cheeky and ask you to dig deeper in one of your answers and talk more about something, just to test you, if you can answer that and go deeper into an answer and give more context, it shows that you know what you're talking about, you're not making it up, and they're more likely to believe your answer. So that's very important. All right, so the 3 points that you should talk about, or that are worth considering talking about. So you could say, you want to join the world of asset management because of the money, the prestige, and the exit opportunities. But obviously you're not going to say those 3 points specifically for two main reasons. One, it's very surface level, and two, it tends to be poor etiquette or bad etiquette to talk about prestige, the earning potential, and exit opportunities when you are going into a role, because it just says you're going there to make money and then leave onto something better. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't want to say that in the interview. So how do you answer the question? What 3 points should you focus on? If you're interested in the investment banking or asset management career guides, one's 99 pages, one's 70 pages. It's linked in the video description down below, so check that out. So rather than going for generic, basic, and poor etiquette responses, you want to go a bit deeper and more personal or meaningful to you specifically. So the 3 points I would say is: 1, I'm interested in the world of asset management. 2, I'm keen to learn more about the world of asset management. And 3, I would say I've explored other career options. Now, all of these, I'd state them and they would get the interviewer a bit curious, and then I would go through each one by one with examples explaining my answer. So for example, I would say I'm interested in the world of asset management, and then talk about why. How did I get interested in it? What specifically interests me about it? Is it a specific asset class? Is it the different roles, the different opportunities within asset management, the career trajectory, the ability to grow and, go from a product specialist as a junior employee to a portfolio manager or a trader? Or is it to be able to go in as an intern in a sales role and then go and manage business with lots of different clients that I own personally, and I'm responsible for bringing in business for the asset management division or for the company itself? What exactly is it that interested you? Was it an article that you read on the Financial Times, or a presentation that someone gave at your university that inspired you to kind of dig deeper into the world of asset management? So you could say you're interested. That's the first point. What's important to do here is to share your story. As humans, we love to listen to a good story. If you think of any good presentation that you've seen, they usually start with a story. So make sure you get across your story. Don't talk for too long. Make sure you actively listen and read the person's face and reactions, and then give more or less depending on how they are receiving your answer. So that's the first point. Second point you're going to say, or I would say, is I'm keen to learn it. Now this can be a sly compliment to them, or an indirect compliment, because you say I'm keen to learn, and the best place to do it is to learn around experts in the industry. So you're kind of complimenting the interviewer. You're saying they're an expert. I'm interested in asset management. I want to learn more about the industry. And so I think being around experts like yourself and your colleagues and, this organization places me in a good spot or puts me in the perfect environment to learn more about this industry that I'm extremely fascinated about. All of these, words and sentences, you could practice it beforehand. So when when the question comes, you're just ready to give the A-class answer that is going to impress them. It's pretty straightforward. All right. So yeah, it's an indirect compliment. Sorry, I've got lots of notes on my phone. It just makes doing this whole thing easier. Indirect compliment, and it shows you get across the point that you're keen to learn, and you can do so by being around experts. Last but not least, you can say you've explored other career options. They might say, so what? So the answer to that is you've explored other career options such as sales and trading, or investment banking, or finance, or operations, or consulting, or technology sales, whatever it might be. And having explored these career options, you've realized that based on your skill set and your interests, asset management seems to be the most relevant for you, and it's the one that you want to explore as a career option. You say that and they won't have any, they won't have any questions. Like, you can't fault that. For an intern, for a graduate, for someone who's explored other options and realized that asset management suits them, the more specific you make it, the better. So if I say not just asset management as an industry, but sales within asset management, or not just asset management as an industry, but portfolio management or product specialists in asset management suit me as an individual. Why? Because I am, and you list the skills that are related to or relevant to the individual role that you're talking about. So for sales, interpersonal skills, people skills, blah, blah, blah. For portfolio management, I have a keen interest in markets. I love statistics in my economics degree. I love, I really don't, I hate it. I love following the markets, keeping up to date with what's going on XYZ asset class, and managing risk, blah, blah, blah. So the more specific, the better. Compare that to someone that says, I'm interested in asset management, and then the interviewer says to them, have you explored other industries or other career options? And the interviewee says, no, I haven't. Then the interviewer is going to think, all right, this person hasn't even explored other areas, and they think they know what asset management is and that they're interested in asset management. It's just not a good argument. So if you can say you've looked at different options and you realize asset management, or whichever industry you're going to interview for, is one that stands out for you or to you, then that will help you in that interview. And yeah, that's it. 3-point structure, easy to remember, shows a well thought through approach. And make sure you just practice in front of a mirror is very important. If you need a second to think about something, take a sip of the water that they offer you in the interview. Let me know what interview question you want me to answer in a future video. Let me know in the comments below. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.